Hey y'all!
Hey y'all!
So
This is our weekly update.
it is, yep.
We had a crazy week.
Yeah, we did another crazy week. It seems like we have a lot of those, but so
Last week Tango had her babies.
Yep.
And they're doing great. They're growing and just happy little healthy babies. We've done a combination of bottle feeding and letting her nurse them, and that works out well because then they're really friendly. And we're going to sell the buckling, so he'll be really friendly for somebody to buy. And if they buy him when he's younger, if he still needs to be on the bottle, that'll be fine. They can bottle feed
they'll
him.
be able to bottle feed. So we had
And
good babies.
Yeah, well, you twisted your ankle, or you sprained it. They knew that.
Yep.
And it wasn't getting better. In fact, Tuesday, Derek went back to work and worked all day and couldn't walk on it that night. So I took you to the doctor Thursday.
Wednesday I couldn't walk.
He couldn't walk Wednesday, so then Thursday I was like, "You're going to the doctor." So I took him to the doctor on Thursday, and they did an X-ray and said, "Yes, it's sprained really bad, no breaks." So that was good, but they put him in a sprain brace thing,
air cast,
an air cast, that thing, and crutches. So don't put any weight on it for 3 days.
Yeah.
And he's feeling much better.
I am.
So that's good.
Yes.
So he's going back to work tomorrow. So that was all the update on the last week's news. And this week, but also on Tuesday, I have a broken tooth, and it started bothering me and getting worse and worse and worse really quickly. And I was sick all night on Thursday night into Friday.
Yep. And
I had a fever, chills, body aches, nausea. I
had to take her to basically had to take her to the dentist.
Yeah, I was swelling all
Friday.
through my jaw here, and so yeah, he took me to the dentist. And they said, yeah, you have a really bad infection, and it's swelling, and you need to get the swelling down, the infection gone, and then you need to go see an oral surgeon. Yay.
Yes.
Not happy about that, but I need to have it taken care of. They said that it was the point where if the swelling spread anymore over the weekend, she's like, you go straight to the emergency room because it will cut off your windpipe.
Yeah.
And the infection itself, being where it is, can spread to your brain or to your heart. He's wearing her play dress. And so that was fun, and it was miserably. I don't know if I've ever been that sick before.
No,
and
not since I've known you. She said it was worse than childbirth, and she's delivered 8 babies with no pain medication whatsoever.
Well, there was no relief. It was just constant, intense, excruciating pain. And I was still. So that was on Friday. So by Saturday, I was starting to feel a little better, and so we had been saying Mara was due on the 15th, but then she started acting strange, and I was like, let me go back and check my dates. So I went back to look when she was bred and calculated, and I was off by 10 days, so she was actually due on the 5th.
Yes.
So on Saturday morning, she started going into labor, which was the 7th. Yeah.
Yep.
So I didn't feel real great, but I needed to be out there with her, so we all went out there, and her labor seemed to be taking a little while, and
except for you.
And she was straining a little bit. I mean, nothing real bad, but she was just straining a little, and sit still. And so she presented the water bag. We're gonna have the video up, and
that video should go up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked. Usually, like, the water
Tuesday.
bag will present, and then you'll start seeing feet and a nose, and I wasn't seeing anything, and it was a rather large water bag, so I was a little bit concerned. But then something started presenting, and it definitely wasn't feet, and the first baby was coming out tail first, so I helped her, assisted with that, and the baby was fine.
Mm-hmm.
She was breathing and a little doling, and so I was working on her and getting her dry and getting Mama to lick her and making sure she was cleaned out and not too mucousy and she could breathe. And Kylie was helping me, and the second baby started coming out, so Kylie got to kind of help with that one. He came out feet first, and the first one was itty bitty. She's so tiny, and then the second one was a lot bigger, and it was a buckling.
Yep.
And so Mara seemed fine. We got her up, and she wasn't really. I mean, she was licking the babies, but she did not want them to nurse at all. She was just not interested in that. So we wanted to get them warmed up and get them some colostrum, and since it was a little bit of a stressful birth and the one baby was so tiny, so I went ahead and milked her out and got the babies eating, and Derek went back out to check on her about, what, 20 minutes later maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
15, 20 minutes, if that. And he came knocking on the window and said,
I went out to see if she had passed her placenta, and I walked out there and there was another baby goat.
He's like, he knocked on the window, he's like, another baby. I was like, what? So I ran out there, and I guess it's Had she licked its face? Did you
Yeah,
say?
she had cleaned its
Okay,
face.
she had
but
clean
then
face, but then she
that
left
was
it. He was all wet and just laying there, but he was breathing. He was okay.
Yeah.
So I got him too and took him in the house and got him warmed up, and we kept him in all night. And then she started calling for him today, so we thought we'd bring him out and let her try. She just isn't very. She doesn't know what to do with them. Like, she licks them and she wants to be with them, but she doesn't want them to nurse. Like, when they start touching her, she's like moving away from them, and she's not kicking at them real hard, but she's definitely like trying to knock them away from her. And after they were born, she was stepping on them and they were screaming, and she didn't care.
Yeah.
She just stood there on them, and I had to pull her off of them. So she's not very motherly. I don't think that she's raised babies before. I think that the previous owner pulled her babies immediately, so I don't think she had any idea that she's supposed to.
Yeah. But the babies are doing great. Bottle feeding.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And
the kids are loving
they'll
it.
be super friendly. But yeah, the kids love feeding the baby goats. And
The one already thinks that I'm its mama.
yeah, he does. He does.
He loves me. So it's 2 bucklings and a little doeling.
So now we have 3 bucklings that we're
and
going
2
to sell.
doelings. Yeah, we're gonna sell the 3. We're gonna keep the 2 little doelings.
Yep.
We haven't settled on names for those yet. We have Tango's babies that are Lily and Goat Peter.
Goat Peter, yeah.
And one is named, and one of Mars' babies is named Meep.
Meeps Jr. The kids keep calling one of them Meeps Jr. because he looks like the buck Meeps.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's really going to be named. So is that all of our excitement?
I think
Our plants
so.
have all mostly sprouted. We have lots.
Yeah.
Don't know one back here. I'll
You
show
wanna
you.
show?
Yeah, we can show
I'll grab
them.
the camera.
I was going to make you wait till later this week, but Derek will show you.
Oh,
You can
sure,
hobble
yeah.
over and
Yeah, there you go, Jeremiah. Give me the camera.
you're not supposed to be up.
Mom,
No, baby,
Okay.
they don't need to be watered because it rained.
So,
We got our Cushaw pumpkins.
hang on, it's not focusing. There we go.
So we have corn this front row, which we have a few not germinated, and the one down there. And most
Slow
of
it
that,
down. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm still on the first.
yeah, I
First
showed y'all
thing.
really fast last
Yeah,
week.
we have pumpkins in this row. Why isn't a little camera focusing? Let's see. There we go.
Sugar pie. This is Big Macs. These 2, which this is germinating.
Yeah.
Cushaws.
These are Cushaws, which are technically a squash, but
These are melons, and then over on that side we have a bunch of melons. as
you
well.
can see what all we've got planted. It's pretty exciting.
Moon and Star, watermelon. A couple of those will come up.
I'm just I'm not with you, babe. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
I'm over
You're
here.
fine.
Just doing a quick
Cucumbers.
overview.
We'll do it more in depth.
And then here we have a bunch of corn.
Dude,
There
that's
sure
up on
is a
that
honeybee.
tree.
We don't want to kill him. And a few squash for some friends of ours
And our
on this
sister-in-law.
tray. And our sister-in-law. Yep. So, kind of sparse germination on the corn as of so far, but I think
Well,
the rest of it will come
I
up.
hope so. I did find fire ants up here the other day, which I posted in our last update video.
Yeah.
The update on stuff, not our update, but the
Right.
midweek update. Don't fall, baby.
Yeah.
And there were some fire ants, so I don't know if they got in and ate any of the corn seeds, corn kernels up. They may have, but
Hopefully not.
hopefully not. Hopefully they just haven't germinated yet. But
Yeah.
everything, it rained a lot, so that was really good for everything. And we might transplant some of this next weekend or this
Yeah.
coming.
Or maybe this week we might need to.
Yeah,
we'll see
we'll
how it
just have
goes.
to see.
Some of the bigger
But-
plants.
And our agenda for next weekend is we got to get a chicken tractor dog. 'Cause
Yes, the
are
meat birds
outgrowing
are
their brooder.
they're getting
Well,
big.
the brooder's so short, and as soon as we open it to water them and feed them, they start
They're
jumping out.
jumping
Going
everywhere. Yeah, it's
And we have the
crazy.
bantams in there, and they're really flighty, so they'll take off, and then the kids are chasing them all over. And
Yeah.
it's kind of
So,
funny, but
It is, but it gets chaotic too.
yeah. So careful
All
what
right.
you
Well,
do.
that's our update for the week.
Yep, if you guys have any questions for us, leave them in the comments.
Yep.